If you just received orders and now you're staring at your house wondering, do I sell it or do I rent it? This video is for you. And listen, I get it. As a veteran and local real estate advisor here in Pensacola, I know PCS season can feel like someone hit the fast forward button on your life. You're trying to figure out the move, the next duty station, the kids, the pets, the packing, the paperwork, and now the house decision is sitting right in the middle of it all. So today I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process to help you decide whether renting or selling makes more sense for your family. Not based on emotion, not based on what your buddy did, not based on what someone said in a Facebook group at 11 p.m. We're going to run the numbers because the question is not, can I rent my house? The real question is, should I rent my house? And that's a very different thing. A lot of military families face this exact decision when they PCS, and the right answer depends on your finances, your loan, your timeline, your risk tolerance, and your long-term goals. So let's build the decision together. First, start with your estimated selling numbers. Before you decide to become a landlord, you need to know what selling actually looks like. Here's the simple formula. Estimated sales price minus loan payoff, minus closing cost, minus repairs or prep, minus any seller concessions equals your estimated net proceed. That final number is what you'd likely walk away with if you sold. So let's use a simple example. Let's say your home could sell for $400,000. You owe $300,000. Your estimated selling cost is around $32,000, and maybe you need $5,000 in touch-ups, paint, cleaning, landscaping, repairs, those kind of things. That leaves you with about $63,000 before any final adjustments. Now that number matters because if selling gives you $63,000, that money can help you buy at the next duty station, pay down some debt, build your reserves, you get it, give you some breathing room. And breathing room during a PCS is not a small thing. It's a whole oxygen mask, right? Now, step 2, run the rental income numbers. This is where a lot of people stop too early. They say, my mortgage is $2,200 and I can rent it for $26. Great, I'll make $400 a month. Not so fast, my friend. That is not cash flow. That's wishful math wearing sunglasses. You need to subtract the real expenses. Here's the rental formula. Expected monthly rent minus your mortgage payment minus property management minus maintenance reserve, minus vacancy reserve, minus HOA if not included, minus lawn care or utilities if you cover that. This equals your real monthly cash flow. Property management is often one of the biggest items to include if you're moving away and you just don't want to manage the home yourself. Military homeowners should also consider maintenance, vacancy, taxes, and insurance, and the true cost of being a landlord from a distance. So let's use an example. Rent $2,600, mortgage $2,200, property management at roughly 10% is $260 a month, maintenance reserve $150, vacancy reserve $150, HOA and miscellaneous $50. Now your math looks like this. $2,600 minus $2,200 minus $260 minus $150 minus $150 minus $50. That leaves you negative $210 per month. On paper, it looked like you were making $400, but in reality, you may be losing $210. That does not automatically mean renting is a bad idea, but you need to know that up front because negative cash flow may still work if the home's appreciating, the loan's being paid down by the tenant, and you have enough reserves. But negative cash flow without reserves, that can get ugly fast. And ugly is not the vibe we're going for. All right, let's continue. Step 3, look at your break-even point. Your break-even point is the rent you need to charge to cover your real monthly ownership cost. Let's say your mortgage is $2,200, property management is 10%. You want to set aside $150 for maintenance, $150 for vacancy, and you may also want to put $50 aside for other expenses. If rent is $2,600, you may still be short. So ask this question, what rent would I need to break even after all expenses? Here's a simple way to estimate this. Add your fixed costs first, mortgage, maintenance, vacancy, other. That total, based on what we said, is about $2,550 before property management. If management's 10%, you probably need to rent closer to $2,850 to break even. And that often surprises a lot of homeowners. This is why a rent versus sell calculator can be helpful, because it forces you to compare both paths instead of only looking at the monthly mortgage and the monthly rent estimate. Step 4, look at your reserves. Before you rent the home, ask yourself, if the tenant moves out and the property is vacant for 2 months, can I cover it? If the HVAC goes out, can I handle it? You get the point. The roof, the water heater, all those things are going to need repair at some point. Do you have enough cash set aside? Most military families like to see a real reserve fund, not a we'll figure it out money, actual money. A good starting point is 3 to 6 months of mortgage payments plus a maintenance reserve. So if your mortgage is $2,200 a month, 3 months is $6,600. 6 months is $13,200, and that's before any major repair. This is where you have to be honest with yourself. If renting the house turns you into a long-distance landlord with no reserves, it may create more stress than wealth. Step 5. Think about your VA loan in your next purchase. This is a huge one for most military families. If you bought your current home with a VA loan, renting it out may affect your remaining VA entitlement. That doesn't mean you can't buy again with a VA loan, but it does mean you need to talk with a lender who understands VA loans before you decide. What you want to know is, how much VA entitlement do I have left? Can I buy at the next duty station without selling? Will the rental income count towards my qualification? How much cash will I need? Can I carry both homes comfortably? This is where selling may give you more flexibility, but if the numbers work, keeping the home could also help you build long-term wealth. Again, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Step 6, compare the long-term wealth picture. This is where renting can become attractive. Even if you only break even monthly, you may still gain from a loan pay down, appreciation in value. There may be some tax benefits, future rental income, long-term ownership in a strong market. But there's also risk. You may deal with repairs, extended vacancy, damage, insurance increases, HOA changes, and what if the market shifts? Military relocation guides often point out the rent versus sell decision should include both the financial side and the practical side, especially when you'll be managing from another location. But here's the question I want you to ask yourself. Does this property help me build wealth? Or does it create stress I don't need right now? That question will tell you a lot. Step 7, consider the local market. This is where working with a local real estate advisor matters. A property that rents well in one area may not rent as easily in another. So what you need to know is what homes like yours are renting for, how long rentals are sitting, what tenants expect, whether your neighborhood attracts stable rental demand, what similar homes are selling for, whether selling now gives you a strong return, or whether values are rising, flattening, or softening. For example, here in the Pensacola area, a home near NAS Pensacola may appeal to military renters, but the details matter. Location, commute, condition, price point, yard size, parking, pets, you get it. All those things matter. A great rental on paper still needs a real tenant in the real world. Step 8. You're going to create a side-by-side comparison. If you'd like, I can send you a simple form that it makes it very easy to look at both columns. And then you're going to decide, does selling give you strong equity, reduce stress, and help you buy confidently at your next location? Then selling may be the right move. But if renting gives you positive or manageable cash flow, and you have the reserves and this property fits your long-term investment goals, renting may be worth considering. Military relocation decisions are easier when you slow down, compare both options, and understand the financial and lifestyle trade-offs before you move. Step 9, talk to the right professionals before you decide. You need 3 people in this conversation: a local real estate agent who understands the market, a property manager who can give you a real estimate and explain what those management costs include, and a lender who understands VA loans and can tell you how this decision will affect your next purchase. You also may want to throw a CPA into the mix because they can help you with your tax implications, depreciations, capital gains, all of those type things that I can't help you with, as I am a real estate advisor, not a CPA, and I stay in my lane. Step 10, make the decision based on your mission. This is where the military mindset helps. What's the mission for your family over the next 2 to 5 years? Do you want simplicity? Do you want to build a rental portfolio? Maybe you just want to get the cash and move to your next home. Or maybe you want to return to Pensacola later. Think about all these things. Do you have enough reserves? Do you even want to be a landlord? Are you making this decision from strategy or stress? That one really matters. Don't make a long-term financial decision based only on PCS panic. You have options. You just need the right numbers in front of you. So here's my final thought. Renting can be a great wealth-building move, but selling can be a great peace of mind move. The best decision is the one that supports your next chapter without putting your family under unnecessary pressure. If you're a military veteran or relocating out of the Pensacola area and you're trying to decide whether to rent or sell, I'd be happy to help you run the numbers. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a clear look at both options so you can make the best decision for your family. You can call, text, or message me. I'll help you build a rent versus sell breakdown for your specific home. And hey, if you know another military family with orders who's trying to make this decision, send them this video. It may save them from making a very expensive guess. And as a reminder, I'm Wayne Peacock with the Peacock Group, helping military families and homeowners make smart real estate moves here in Pensacola and along the Gulf Coast. Save this video for later. I hope you found this information helpful.